Kia ora, Lara here, and I am coming to you for Scraptember Day 6. It is a little bit behind the 8 ball, just a little bit behind and slowly catching up. Anyway, I am going to be playing with the Close to My Heart Flower Shop collection as I put together an 8.5 by 11 layout of my daughter enjoying sort of a gourmet meal while we were tramping. So my husband had carried a lovely bottle of rosé up with us. It was a beautiful summer's time, and this rosé sort of had that summery feel to it. So he had carried that up in his tramping pack all the way up the track that I found very arduous. However, it was nice that he did this, and this is just a photo of my daughter quite enjoying having this wine in her camping cup. So I'm going to back the photo with this paper and then with another one as well. So both of the papers are from the Flower Shop collection. I really love this collection, how you've got these beautiful pinks and blues, but then you've also got some really gorgeous yellows and greens and things like that. So it's a really nice versatile collection that you can kind of play around with and do all sorts of things. But with sort of the yellow parts in the photo with the table and stuff like that, I wanted to bring in that yellow paper. Now the theme for today, or the focus for today for the 6th, is fussy cutting. So part of the Flower Shop collection includes this gorgeous papers. And I am going to fussy cut some of these out, so I'm just going to generally get some of the pieces and then I am going to then go back through and fussy cut them separately. So I've just chosen flowers that I think work with the sort of the what I'm going to do with the effect with it a little bit later on. So I'm not going to show you all of those. I'm actually going to get rid of that, the rest of that footage, and then carry on with the next part of the process. So here I have gone ahead and fussy cut all these beautiful little florals out of the 2 different papers. Now the background did seem a little bit white, but I did want the fussy cutting to stand out. So I'm just going to grab some watercolour paints and I'm just going to add sort of a few colours that splatter around the outside edge. So I've sort of gone for a softer orangey yellow colour and playing with a darker orange, and then I do bring out a little bit of a pinky colour as well, because that's sort of the flowers that I have got there. Now this splattering isn't terribly obvious in the final layout, but they're just a little subtle effect that you can see in and around it. So I'm doing the standard wrinkle up the corners of my photos just to add texture and dimension while that paint that I've splattered there dries. Now the water paints do seem to dry really quickly, so it's already dry to touch now, so that was really fast. So I'm just going to pretty much center the photo, and then I am going to attach the flowers as well. But before I do that, I'm going to add in my title, and I'm just using this alpha stamp here. I am I'm recording this from home, but I'm still trying to just basically use the kit that I put together while I'd been away from home, that I'd scrapbooked the other ones with. I might bring in a few different bits and pieces from time to time, but I'm trying to keep this project simple and manageable, and part of that was to pull together a few papers and a collection that I thought would go with it, pre-cutting the paper, the background cardstock and stuff like that. So yeah, so that is the way I'm sort of approaching this project, and I want to keep it simple and keep all the bits and pieces simple, so I don't sort of get off track and go too crazy or overboard with what I'm working on. So calling it gourmet tramping, just with the whole wine bottle thing, but then you can see in the photo sort of in the foreground to the left there is one of the packet meals we had. Now these meals are ones that you just add hot or cold water, you let it sort of soak in and reconstitute, and then you can eat straight from the bag. So it's sort of a contradiction in terms. Some of the meals were rather tasty, so they were well received, and when you're hungry you can just about eat anything. So just adding my journaling here to the right of the title, essentially saying about my husband carrying up the rosé and enjoying it. And you can see by my daughter's face how well received this was when we finally got to the hut. So the others that we were tramping with had got to the hut probably about 45 minutes to an hour before us. So we were sort of a bit behind, but it did mean they'd boiled the water and they had things set up and ready for us and things like that, so that was good. So I'm just sticking down some of these fussy cut flowers, and I'm doing some of them with the liquid glass, just in a few different places up here. Again, I could have gone and grabbed some other adhesive because I'm home, but this works perfectly fine for what I'm doing. So I've stuck a few of them down flat with the liquid glass, and then I'm going to use some dimensional foam tape to, when I can get the lid back on the liquid glass, to just give some of them a little bit of lift and a little bit of dimension. And you'll see that in some of the still shots that I include at the end of this process video. Now for Scraptember, this will be added to the Scraptember playlist, which hopefully you'll be able to link to below. There's quite a few other people playing along with it, so if you check that playlist you might be able to find a few others from today where there's lots of different types of fussy cutting and things to explore and have a go at. So definitely worth checking out those links. And I think there's a Facebook group called Scraptember by Scrappy Sisters Oz, which if you're interested in these prompts and having a go at them, or joining in from where you're at, or doing some of them, then you can do that from that Facebook group. So I'm just popping in some of the dots here. These are just the glitter gems, just to finish it off. It's kind of a nice sparkly bright photo, and I just wanted that to finish that page off. So here is some still shots of the layouts. You can sort of see some of that dimension that's in there, that stamped title, and you can just see a hint of those splatters. Thanks heaps for watching. If you've enjoyed this, I really hope that you'll subscribe, and don't forget to check out that playlist. Thanks for watching.